One of the questions you might have when you're playing Starfield is, do you need to change your ship to get to the end to finish the game? So this is the frontier. I've changed a bit of the colours. So this is the ship you get to start off with. Then you'll get free ships, or you'll buy ships, or you'll capture ships you go through. But do you need something different to get to the end? And the answer to that is no. You can get to the end of the main storyline with the frontier, but you do need to do some certain upgrades to it as well. And what I'll be doing in this video is I'll be showing you the kind of the upgrades that I've done to my frontier, and also I'll be showing you the skills I've developed as well. The kind of in the skill tree where I've put my skill points, because that matters too. Because if you didn't know already, within Starfield, in order to get better at something, so to make your ship more powerful, or to make your gunplay better, make your guns better, you can either pick up a better rifle, or you can also improve your rifle skills so they do more damage. Okay, so what we'll do first is let's go through the skills that I've used. Now, the beauty of Starfield is that you don't have to do everything the way that I've done it here. If you want to have a different ship that takes you through to the end of the game, use a different ship. But I'll also try and point out the things that I think that made the most difference. So, ballistic weapon systems, took them up to rank 2, so that my guns on my ship did better. Boost pack, that's nothing to do with the ship, you need that to jump around. Piloting, I took this up to rank 2, I think, because I wanted control of boosters, and I also may have captured a rank 2 ship, I think. Security, this is to do with picking locks, nothing to do with the ship, but it's worth ranking up a little bit just to make lock picking easier. Targeting control systems, this is worth unlocking if you want to be able to disable ships easier. And what it enables you to do is when you're in combat, you can lock onto a ship and just take out certain bits of its systems, like its shields or its engines, which then enables you to board the ship and potentially capture it, but also get involved in zero-G combat, which is great fun. But the most important one in this thing for me is shield systems. I would say as soon as you start getting into ship combat, get your shields up to rank 4 as quick as you can, because this makes a massive difference. Before you do this, you'll tend to find that ship combat can be quite frustrating and you get killed quite a lot. Once you've got this up, to coin a phrase, it's really cool. It makes ship combat much more fun. Okay, so going over to this one, astrodynamics. Now, I went up to rank 3 with this so that my grav drive that I've got in my ship at the moment would take me basically a third further. And I did this because when I was getting near the end of the game and you've got to do some big long jumps, my ship couldn't go that far, and I couldn't be bothered to go back and add some more helium tanks to it. So I just put some perk points into this, and that's a good point actually. I would always say, as you're getting through medium to the end of the game, keep perk points, keep skill points in reserve for something that you'll really need. Yeah, I mean, if you look in the bottom left-hand corner, I've still got 6 skill points left to spend, because I haven't really come across any that I think, right, I need to spend points on this to get through this particular part of the game. So I would definitely say, consider that. What else have we got? Medicine, scanner, that's the hand scanner. Spacesuit and weapon engineering, didn't really do much of that, to be honest. Any crafting in my first playthrough. This is hand combat, so I've put points into ballistics, dueling, lasers and pistols and grenades. The grenades is simply to get the arc, so you can see where your grenade's going to go. Social persuasion. Now, although this isn't really anything to do with ships, I guess it is a little bit, because sometimes in ship encounters you can talk to people and you can talk them out of combat, and there's been quite a few times, well, loads of times, where what I'll do is, if I'm going into a situation where I know I need to persuade somebody, I'll take one of the drugs that make you more persuasive anyway, and I've got a quite high persuasion level. So as long as you're not silly with the choices you make in the conversation, you can persuade people quite a lot of the time, and that avoids you having to go into combat or spend too much money and that sort of stuff. And then finally, we've got physical, which is stealth. So I just did stealth to rank 1, so I get a stealth meter, so I can kind of hide. It's not a brilliant stealth mechanic at that level, but it does something. But the important ones, as far as the ship goes, is definitely, for me, is getting your shields up to 100, putting points into piloting and ballistic weapon systems, and definitely with astrodynamics, so I can jump further. Now you have to combine this with upgrading your ship as well. So let's go over here and have a chat to the ship services guy, so we can see here.
Anything I can help you with? Hey, what can I do for
view
you?
and modify my ships.
Sure, have at it.
So what I'll do is, if we go into upgrade ship, you can see what I have got installed. So these are the things that I have installed, so you can compare them with what you've got installed. And I purchased all of these from the ship services guy on the home planet there. A couple of the add-ons you earn as you're playing the game. So we've got the Flare 15mm infrared laser, we've got the KE-20 cannon, we've got the Atlas 278 missile launcher. Now, if we look underneath though, you'll probably see that at the back I've added on another laser gun and another cannon as well. So I've got quite a lot of power in terms of firepower that I can put out now. We've got the White Dwarf 2010 engines, do me alright, the 30S shield generator, and the Z Machine 2000 reactor. That's an upgraded reactor, basically because I wanted to, I needed more energy for more weapons, and also to jump further as well. And basically that's my Frontier. I made the mistake earlier on of editing the Frontier and getting rid of the hab, the bit, you know, where your bed is and that sort of stuff, early on, which meant I lost some of the cool stuff like the posters, the postcards from the game, because if you take that away and then put it back again, it goes to vanilla, but you can just populate it with your own stuff there. So there we go. So I think that's pretty cool, the fact that you can go through the entire game with this sort of stuff. Let's just quickly go into the ship builder, see if that gives us any more details. We've got the cockpit, the comm spike, you earn that, and you earn the... Do you earn that? There, that's the shield generator. There's the helium tank. Oh, there's that thing underneath, yeah. The... Ooh, let's see if we can see that. The conduction grid, yeah, you earn that in part of the story, and that improves your shields as well. But everything else is pretty vanilla. The Aurora 11G grav drive and the Z Machine 2000 reactor. Now this definitely is not an optimum build. There's definitely better ships you could build, but this on normal difficulty level has got me through all of the space combat I needed to do, and with those astro navigation perk upgrade, it got me to do all of the jumps I need to do as well. If you're very early on in the game as well, and maybe you're getting a little bit frustrated by the fact that if you're going somewhere that you've never been to, the game will warn you and say that you've never been here before, it's too far, and you have to jump several times to get there. Just remember, when you've reached somewhere and you've explored it, that then becomes a fast travel point. So although, for example, near the end of the game, if you've got a ship like this, you don't need to do several jumps to get somewhere. Doesn't mean you've got to do several jumps to get back, because all those places you've been to then become fast travel points that you don't need to jump. You can just say land on the planet or go into orbit and you'll be there straight away. So there we go. Hopefully that gives you some ideas about it, and as you can see, you can take the Frontier all the way to the end of the game with a few upgrades and a few skill points going in the correct places. So that's enough from me. If you found this useful, hit like, comment, subscribe, and I will of course see you again soon.